Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. The final fight with Drek. So with that being said, let's get the swing shot out and let's go through a certain area so we can get to Drek. This is where Drek is on the way there. But unfortunately, there's a large amount of forces in our way. Commandos and a couple of... and some transports as well. So how are we going to get around these people? How are we going to get around those forces? Simple. A detour. What kind of detour is that? By using the hydro displacer water we got from earlier on. Let's fill it up with water and... booyah! We filled the cavern up with water so we can get through. So from this point onwards, it's more straightforward until we get to Drek's machine. Okay, with that being said, let's we get to a robot enlarging machine subject. An enlargement machine which we could use to enlarge Clank into huge size. Right, with that being said, let's transform it to Giant Clank and let's get rid of those forces. It's time to stop these. It's time to stop the Blargian fascists once and for all. Although every one of them being swivel-eyed loonies. Although all of them in the blast area just absolutely vaporized. How incredible was that? I got rid of a lot of them using one single blast. And I could also kill those frogs as well. Because he can stamp on them. With that being said, let's get to this area and we're going to stop Drek now. It's cutscene time.
Hey! What the?
Imbeciles! After all the trouble you've gone through, you're about to die right where you started. It's so poetic.
This is it, Clank. Let's get him.
Couldn't agree more with you, Ratchet. It's time to get that Blargian dictator and take him down. But this fight only lasts for 1 bar of energy.
You might have been useful to me after all. Too bad you chose the wrong side.
And he had to shrink Clank as well. Ugh. What an asshole!
Hi there, Fuzzball.
Ugh. That's definitely my pronunciation of this guy. Anyway, with that being said, we got the decoy. We're going to buy the decoy glove. I wasn't really intending to get every, gadgets in this game, in this save, but you know what? Might as well sod it. I might as well go for it. But I'm not going to use the decoy glove in this part, nor in any other parts. You know what? I'm going to be using the more powerful weapons, the ones that are really useful against this boss fight. And this also consumes a lot of your ammo as well, so you've got to be conservative of how you actually can get rid of Drek. Anyway, that being said, because Giant Clank has been reduced down to normal size, we have to fight him using the weapons. Telsa Claw. In my honest opinion, the Telsa Claw is really useful against him. This is why you should get the Telsa Claw back whenever you need it, and as soon as possible whenever it's available. Well, at Old Tanis. This one is going to be really, really bad. There's some platforming as well that's also involved. So with that being said, we might as well... let's get the swing shot out, and all that, I've done it just in time. So the next platform I'm going to do, I'm going to actually get through that. I'm going to select the swing shot before getting off the last part where he blasts it. And according to the Ratchet Wiki, there's boss music for the final fight with Drek. So, unfortunately though, for this re-release, it doesn't appear. So I think it might have been restrictions on the actual remastering phase. That might be a reason for that. Okay, so he's going to blast that huge chunk of rock away with a huge laser blast. Or energy blast as we call it. This is going to be Now, in my opinion, this is pretty much one of the hardest bosses in the game, but when I did this in my test playthrough, I think I might have gone a little bit better with experience. I think I might have done it in one go, thanks to my what I should do. And that is amazing. Anyway, let's get through these platforms. Once you do get to one of the platforms, the other one just goes down. Oh, and it's cutscene time as well.
So it has come to this. Once I step on this ignition switch, a countdown will commence. The end of which signals the destruction of your pitiful world.
There must be another way to make a home for your people.
You think that's what this is about? Who do you think polluted our last world? I did. This is about one thing and one thing only. Cash! And lots of it. You see, I've been paid for every square inch of my new world. Once the inhabitants move in, I will begin polluting this world as well. Then the whole thing starts all over again. Ah, brilliant.
Why, you evil little...
Save it, Clank. We have to stop that timer.
Power slam
Oh
to terminate the
my
countdown.
god!
Jump.
How low can this guy go? What a complete fascist this guy really is. A dictator, even worse than that of a certain evil dictator that the Earth actually had. Ugh. Anyway, it's time to finish this guy off. Well, in certain parts, he'll actually use these evil robots to try and chase you down. So all you got to do is to try and not run into them. So don't, as well as the mines, because the mines will home in on you. The only way you can stop the countdown is power slamming that switch to stop that timer. One reason why I love using the Telsa Claw is because it can absolutely deal tons of damage towards this machine. And it's really great. However, there's one really good fact about this boss fight. If you actually do die, then Gadgetron boxes do appear. I don't think it's the first time that you encounter Drek on this on the Deplanetizer platform that you get those those boxes. But other than that, if you do it if you fail once, then that means you actually get some more Gadgetron boxes, and that will mean you can actually refill your ammo. The only time you can refill your ammo anytime, if you do die, you will have to go back to the Gadgetron to get to the Gadgetron vendor, and you'll have to refill it with your expense. Ugh. Right. Right, with that being said, I got to the quick select because I ran out of Telsa Claw ammo. I'm going to use my blaster to finish the job off. Oh dear. Oh no, he's activated it again. Ugh. Every time a chunk of energy goes off, he'll just reactivate it. And once you actually deactivate it, deactivate the countdown, he'll try to knock you down. Ugh. Let this be enough. Let this be enough. Let this be enough. Come on. Come on. It's so close. It's so close. No! No! Ugh. And come on. Yes! We've done it!
Ratchet?
What's up? You know, this time I am thinking what you're thinking.
And you think really well, Ratchet. Okay, it's time to finish the job off. Power slam that switch and let's finish this already.
This can't be good. Phew, that was close. Clank, you can pull us up now.
The servos in my arm appear to be broken.
Broken? As in, fall to our deaths broken?
Yes.
That was close. Thanks.
My arm appears to be badly damaged.
You'll be all right. Hey, tin can! Where do you think you're going? We, still need to fix that arm.
Ah, yes. All's well that ends well. Isn't that right, ladies and gentlemen? And with that being said, we have finished Ratchet and Clank. Booyah! So with that being said, what are my thoughts of this game? Well, in honesty, I actually thought it was one of the greatest games I had played on PS2. It's just an absolutely great way of Insomniac to create a game after they moved on from the Spyro franchise and after Universal claimed the rights at the time. Well, at the same year, Spyro had its fourth game, but that was badly received. But with this game being said, it had impressive graphics for its time, the gameplay was just absolutely fresh and innovative, the whole open world setting is just absolutely incredible, and the missions were just absolutely varied. Also with that, the weapons and the gadgets were just absolutely outright brilliantly created, and so were the settings of the game. The story on the other hand, I actually think it's great. There are a lot of flaws, there's some flaws I had with it. One was Ratchet's personality, I just didn't really like it. Yes, he was mischievous at times, but most of the time he just felt a bit over cocky and sometimes, and in certain cases, over arrogant towards Ratchet, towards Clank. If there's one thing I couldn't stand is Ratchet's arrogant attitude towards Clank until he got revenge on Captain Quark. But when he did, he actually buckled down and became serious about Drek's threats. So with that being said, another thing I didn't really like was, of course, some of the puzzles of the game, especially the puzzles of the Trespasser. And I just felt it was a bit too overcomplicated. Thank God they actually fixed that in, of course, in the second game with the infiltrator and, of course, the electrolyzer. But the other positive things were the music. The soundtrack was just outright amazing. David Berguard was absolutely incredible. And as well as that, the voice acting was just absolutely amazing. Even though Mikey Kelly was great, I just felt that James Arnold Taylor was a better voice actor for Ratchet. But David Kay actually did a brilliant job with Ratchet Clank. With that being said, there was a lot of variety in the game, so was a lot of replay value as well. I just absolutely think this game was outright amazing. But I will say that the next two games, Ratchet & Clank 2 and 3, were much better in terms of not only progressing the game's foundations, but also adding in new things to keep it more fresh and innovative, as well as adding in more replay value. I just actually think that it was a childhood worth revisiting as well, especially when I played this game when I got my PS2, or around the time as well. It was also at the same year when it went platinum, and when the Ratchet & Clank 2 was out later the year. It was just an absolutely amazing game, and I absolutely think, even though my childhood had passed me by, it's still fantastic. Anyway, with that being said, we'll do another cutscene.
Do you have a problem with unwanted hair? Is painful itching in your nether regions causing you undue embarrassment? Do you just plain stink? Then you need this, the Gadgetron Personal Hygienitor. Hi, I'm Steve McQuark, and this little baby can take care of any grooming needs that are just too much trouble for you to handle yourself. Allow me to demonstrate. Yeah. Ow. Oh, mommy.
Turn it off! Turn it off!
Oh God, Squawk, you really are so much of a bad boy, aren't you? Oh, that was so funny. The ending was. Anyway, with that being said, we have finished off with Ratchet and Clank, but but hopefully you'll see a extras video and of course a deleted scenes video explaining about the outtakes and of course the failed attempts at certain things that I did in the game. Okay, with that being said, I'm Mitch McKidd, and I've completed this Let's Play, and I'll see you guys later. Oh goodness, I need a break after this. So, with that being said, toodles for now.